Imagine this. You're at home, your smartphone right beside you. Everything seems normal. You might be scrolling through social media, texting a friend, or just letting your phone sit idle on the table. It feels safe, familiar, and completely under your control. But miles away, a stranger could be silently listening to your conversations, reading your texts, and tracking your location without you ever knowing. Your most private moments, your daily routines, even your whereabouts, could be exposed to someone you've never met. This isn't science fiction or a plot from a spy movie. It's a chilling reality, made possible by a flaw in the global telecommunications network, a system that connects billions of people every day, yet harbors vulnerabilities few understand. You don't have to click a malicious link, download a suspicious app, or even lose your phone for this to happen. Your device can be locked, untouched, and seemingly secure. The hacker doesn't need your password, your fingerprint, or to install spyware. They don't need physical access to your phone at all. The attack can happen remotely, with you completely unaware. The attack targets the very infrastructure your phone relies on. The invisible web of servers, switches, and cables that make modern communication possible. It's a weakness buried deep in the system. It's a ghost in the machine. A silent vulnerability, operating behind the scenes, leaving you completely unaware your privacy is being violated. There are no pop-ups, no warnings, no obvious signs. We're trained to look for obvious signs of compromise, strange apps, odd messages, or a phone behaving badly. But what if the threat isn't on your phone at all? What if it's lurking in the network itself, invisible to you? The real danger is the SS7 hack, a flaw in a decades-old system built on trust, never designed for today's hostile digital world. SS7 was created when only a handful of trusted companies ran the world's phone networks, long before cybercrime became a global threat. With SS7, hackers don't break into your phone, they simply ask the network for your data, and the network, shockingly, often hands it over. It's a loophole that's been exploited by criminals, spies, and even governments. It's like a stranger walking into the post office and having all your mail redirected, no questions asked. Your secrets, your plans, your life, handed over without your knowledge or consent. This is the silent, unnerving power of an SS7 exploit, a ghost in your pocket, always present and almost impossible to detect. To understand the threat facing our mobile communications, let's take a closer look at signaling system number 7, or SS7, a technology that quietly powers the world's phone networks. SS7 is essentially the secret language that global telephone networks use to talk to each other. It's responsible for making sure your calls connect, your texts are delivered, and your phone bill is accurate, all behind the scenes. Developed back in the 1970s, SS7 was designed for a much simpler era, one where all telecom carriers trusted each other completely, and the idea of cyber attacks was almost science fiction. Security wasn't even on the radar. Commands sent across the network were simply accepted and executed, no questions asked. But today, the landscape has changed dramatically. The network is now open to hundreds of carriers, service providers, and even some organizations with questionable motives, including hackers and cybercriminals. Yet, the old SS7 protocols, never updated to address modern threats, still operate as if everyone on the network is a trusted friend. SS7 acts as the central nervous system of the mobile world, connecting billions of devices. But it has a critical flaw. It lacks robust authentication and verification, making it vulnerable to abuse. Hackers can exploit this weakness by impersonating legitimate operators, tricking networks into forwarding calls, intercepting messages, or even revealing your real-time location, often without you ever knowing. The network, still following outdated rules, often complies with these malicious requests, betraying your privacy and security, all while your phone appears perfectly normal. This is the heart of the SS7 vulnerability, a hidden flaw in the very system that connects us all. Exploiting SS7 is like having a master key to almost any phone. Attackers don't hack your device, they target the network itself. By accessing an SS7 connection point, they send commands disguised as legitimate requests. They can intercept your calls and texts, forwarding them to their own number, all without your knowledge. Even your two-factor authentication codes can be stolen this way. SS7 also allows real-time location tracking simply by querying the network. No GPS, no malware, just silent surveillance. The core problem: SS7 can't reliably verify who's making requests, so attackers trick the network into handing over your data. You remain completely unaware as your digital life is exposed. SS7 attacks aren't just theory, they're real, and they're happening right now, often without anyone realizing it. These attacks target the very backbone of global mobile communication, exploiting vulnerabilities that have existed for decades. Once inside the SS7 network, attackers use your phone number to find your unique identifier, then begin surveillance. With just this information, they can quietly track your movements, monitor your calls, and even read your private messages, all without your knowledge. They trick your carrier into thinking your phone is roaming on their network, rerouting your calls and texts through their system. This allows them to intercept your communications, often from anywhere in the world with just a few lines of code. Calls can be recorded before reaching you. Texts, including two-factor codes, are intercepted. Sensitive information, like bank alerts or authentication codes, can be stolen in real time, putting your digital life at risk. This undermines the security of your accounts. Attackers can reset passwords and take control. With access to your messages, they can bypass security measures and lock you out of your own accounts, sometimes before you even notice anything is wrong. The process is invisible. No suspicious apps, no malware, no alerts. Your phone looks and feels completely normal, giving you no reason to suspect that anything is amiss. Your phone works as usual, while your privacy is quietly dismantled. Every conversation, every message, every moment you think is private could be exposed to prying eyes. The attack exploits the trust we place in our carriers, turning the infrastructure meant to connect us into a tool for surveillance. The very networks designed to keep us in touch can be weaponized against us. Most people never notice a thing. They go about their day, unaware that their personal information could be leaking out with every call or text. That's what makes SS7 attacks so dangerous. The threat is silent, invisible, and can strike anyone, anywhere, at any time. In 2017, criminals in Germany showed just how dangerous SS7 flaws can be. They started with phishing to steal banking credentials but couldn't transfer money without the SMS code sent for two-factor authentication, so they bought SS7 access from a foreign telecom provider. When a victim logged in, the attackers used SS7 to divert SMS codes to their own device. They intercepted the bank's code, approved fraudulent transfers, and drained accounts. Victims never received the security code and didn't know until it was too late. This case proved SS7 vulnerabilities aren't just for spies. They're a tool for real-world financial crime. It was a wake-up call for the entire industry. Many people think only high-profile targets get hacked, but that's a dangerous myth. With SS7, everyone is a potential target, not for who you are, but for what you have. Online accounts, money, and a digital identity. Criminals are opportunistic. Your phone number is a key to your digital life. If someone controls your texts, even briefly, they can take over your accounts. Tools to exploit SS7 are now widely available, lowering the barrier for attackers. Access to SS7 can be bought, and services offering message interception are sold online. You don't have to be important, just have something worth stealing. The illusion of privacy comes from thinking you're anonymous, but to attackers, you're just a phone number. The threat is universal and indiscriminate. Everyone is at risk. Two-factor authentication, or 2FA, is a vital defense, but SMS-based 2FA is its weakest link. When you rely on SMS, you're trusting the entire telecom network, not just your device. SS7 exploits let attackers intercept your codes, bypassing the security layer. They can reset your email, intercept the SMS code, and take over your accounts. The German bank heist showed how criminals used SS7 to defeat 2FA and steal money. The problem? Many services rely on a decades-old protocol never meant for security. SMS-based 2FA is like a high-tech lock on a door with rusty hinges. Attackers just kick the door in. 2FA is still essential, but we need smarter, more secure methods. Moving away from SMS is critical to real protection. Don't let a weak link compromise your digital life. You can't fix SS7 yourself, but you're not helpless. The most important step, stop using SMS for two-factor authentication. Switch to authenticator apps like Google Authenticator or Authy. These generate codes on your device, not over the network. For even stronger security, use a physical security key like a YubiKey. Be careful which services you link to your phone number, and use a password manager for unique, strong passwords. Good digital hygiene limits the damage if one account is compromised. While you can't patch the network, you can control your own security. Move your 2FA away from SMS and make yourself a harder target. SS7's flaws remind us that much of our digital security rests on outdated infrastructure. Telecom operators are slowly improving defenses, but progress is inconsistent and slow. As users, we can't be complacent. The threat is real, and the consequences severe. Security isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing process. Review your account settings, switch from SMS to 2FA, and help others understand the risks. By raising awareness, we can push for better industry standards. Your digital security is in your hands. Build your own defenses while the industry catches up. Stay informed, be proactive, and take steps to protect your data. In the unseen battle for privacy, knowledge and action are your best weapons.